So my voice, my story, my journey. This is going to be part 2. So I still got a little watery from the first one where we talked about as a child, the many years, and the complex trauma that came from that, and not dealing with it. So of course, naturally, as I grew into my teenage years, usually when that happens when you're a child, you go one of two ways. You become promiscuous and still aware of everything. I was a lucky one because I remember everything. Because there's the other way is where you don't remember anything, but you have these feelings of like not wanting to be around people, men or women, whoever it was that SA'd you, right? And those two paths. So I remember it. I became what I was, never wanting to be in a relationship, you know? And so then right after high school, so now we're talking about early 2000s, I would talk to different people. That's the reality. You become promiscuous. And that's exactly what I was. However, consent is not a contract. Situationships are not a contract, and nobody deserves to be raped because no is no and yes is yes until it's no. I found myself in a situation when one day I woke up and I felt like I was like in a boat, like moving. And I opened my eyes, and this dude's like on top of me. And I'm just like, I remember just being in this fog and like, not to mention, I don't even know how often this may have happened with this particular person. I don't believe or remember it with anyone else. However, this situation, I just blew off the cover because I figured, well, I mean, we did go out. Well, we did go do this. So it is what it is, right? Because I was beginning to be an adult of childhood trauma and SA. So it wasn't until I started therapy, once again, before what I consider my healing journey, which once again, many of you validate that it started long before that, and I appreciate it. And so when I started therapy, long time ago, and talking about the promiscuity, how to move forward in life, trying to heal that inner child, learning to love myself enough to have others respect me, how to respect myself. And then I realized that was great. And so when I tell y'all out here it's important to tell your stories, it's because some people have been raped or molested or sex abused and don't even realize it until they hear a story, something like this, and like, oh, that's happened with my husband or my wife. Guess what? It's still rape. Right? Consent is not a contract. Marriage is not a contract to grape. Relationship is not a contract to grape. I don't care how promiscuous you are. It's not a contract to grape. No means no and yes means yes until it's no. But once I learned that, and I was like, other people need to know this. Because I knew then I was not the only one. And I know now that I'm still not the only one. And so remember, I've told my stories in general. I'll continue to tell stories for those of you who sent the anonymous. And I have people who are telling their stories now that I'm so proud of you. Because last year, the year before that, some of these I told the stories anonymously and now they're out here doing it. So they will be on the page and the playlist. And just know that, yeah, there's so many subcategories and it's disgusting. But grape is grape. SA is SA. And there are times, and there's a large percentage, that sometimes we don't even know that that's what happened. We know what happened, but we didn't realize that that's what it was or didn't think that that could happen to us, because it's not all like violence and fighting for your life. And that's what people think. Like if you weren't fighting for your life, then it wasn't grape. And we know that's not true. And there's also the ones that fought for their lives and you're here today. And I'm grateful that you're here. Maybe you're healing, maybe you're helping, whatever it is that you're doing, I'm proud of you. All right, y'all. So remember, you're not alone. We're in it together, and I love you.